Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you smash a like, make sure you subscribe because Crystal Palace have just beaten Liverpool in a Community Shield on a penalty shootout. It was 2-2 at full time. They went on to win on penalties. And look, a quick shout out. Dean Henderson, when it comes to penalties, yeah, you're in the elite bracket, man. You just got that. You've just got that. And that's a massive win for Palace. Obviously, winning the FA Cup. I think it's last eight out of 10 winners of the Community Shield have won the FA Cup. So it just goes to show that a lot of cup teams can win these one-off games. And Crystal Palace, fair play to them, have done it again. But I'm here to talk about Liverpool and Mr. Hugo Ekitike because, yes, Liverpool might have lost the game. Yes, Liverpool fans might be a bit upset right now. But look, the real business does start next week. We do know with the Premier League, that is the bread and butter. 100% of football. And, Liverpool have never defended their title. That's what they're looking to do this season. That's what their aim is. That's what their transfer window has been about. And they have a striker in Hugo Ekitike. Now, look, they are linked to Alexander Isak. And they're probably still going to try and go for him with, 3 weeks left of the window. And I don't blame him because he's one of the best complete strikers in world football right now. But let's not sleep on Hugo Ekitike. I done a video on my channel, which has got one of the most views I've had on this channel, which is over 4K. It's a big up your community out there. But I said that Hugo Ekitike is going to be a problem for Liverpool. And when I say a problem, in my slang, that is a good problem because he is a striker that Liverpool needed. He is a striker that suits the Liverpool criteria. And today, you guys saw that. Yeah, he might have, missed a couple of chances. Cool. Every striker is going to miss a couple of chances if you want to be nitpicking. But when you look at his overall game and what he did for his first proper competitive start in a Community Shield, you can already see a lot of the boxes, they're being ticked. Because this guy is exactly the type of profile striker that suits Liverpool. And if you didn't watch that today, then I don't know what you're seeing because that should make you walk away from that game thinking, yeah, do you know what? Liverpool have got a player on their hands. Liverpool have gone out and got the player that they needed in terms of a striker and the profile and the qualities because he's only going to get better. His trajectory is only going to get better. Let's not forget how young he is. He's 23 years of age, just turned, by the way. So his trajectory is only going to go up. It's only going to improve. And today what we saw was glimpses. There were moments, and once he gets familiar with playing with these players, they adjust to the Premier League even more. He grows and becomes 25, 26, and that sort of age where Alexander Isak is at now. This guy is going to be one of the most complete forwards in the world. I can already see it. If I had to pick in his games, I'll say he needs to improve aerially, which he can do, but also you don't need to be amazing aerially to be a good striker. But yeah, he could improve aerially. That can help your game 100%. And I think obviously just, improve on the finishing, but that will come with getting more chances, repetition, being at a high pressure club where you're going to have to take your chances more. You're expected to win most of your games coming obviously from Frankfurt. It's a bit different. But Hugo Ekitike, Liverpool, you have a player because today his goal was brilliant. That is exactly the type of goal that I would put under Hugo Ekitike because he's coming in from that left-hand side of the channel in the box, comes in onto his right foot, latches it bottom corner. Exactly the type of position and the goal he did against Spurs in the Europa League. The only difference was he was dribbling and ball carrying with the ball before, then coming inside and putting the ball in the back of the net, a bit like a Gakpo finish. But today, still the similar area of where he strikes the ball, his little give and go with Florian Wirtz. So it shows that they've got that little connection from the Bundesliga. And you know what? It wasn't just for the goal. They were connecting pretty well throughout that first half. Ekitike and Wirtz were kind of the bright sparks for Liverpool going forward. And you kind of see that they had that sort of wavelength, the high IQ, the anticipation of like knowing where passes are going to be and reading each other. And they've been with each other a few weeks. Look, they're not expected to be clicking and fully in motion, but they were. Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, it looked like they had a little bit of a connection going on. And I can see Liverpool fans that I know and people around me, they're already quite excited by what this combination can bring. But this was the perfect start for a striker when you come in for over 60 million to the Premier League champions. You can see the celebration, calm down, everything's going to be all right. I like that. I like a bit of arrogance. I like a bit of confidence, celebrating with, that sort of that authority. He looked like he was, I'm meant to be here. And that was a great strike because it was he had to come in on his right foot, quick shimmy, get it out his feet, and pull it into the bottom corner. It was a very nice finesse finish. And I think, you know, a lot of other strikers would have attempted that, would have blazed it over the bar. The shot would have been blocked. But for Hugo Ekitike, it went into the back of the net. And I just think, you know, it wasn't just a goal for me, but it was his ability to run the channels. It's his ability to link up the play. His IQ as well. He knows when to pass it and release it. He's not very selfish. He's a selfless striker. And I think my whole point is centered around that. When Liverpool have had successful strikers, when we go back the last, you know, 10 years, it's always been selfless strikers. They tried to change the approach of Darwin Núñez and it didn't work. But you look at Luis Suarez, when he came in, he's a striker that, yes, he scores goals. He's got that moments of brilliance individually, chip it over defenders, run onto it, score on nutmeg players, nutmeg keepers. He can make you look silly. But one thing about Luis Suarez, especially when he was linking up with Daniel Sturridge as well and Raheem Sterling when he was there, is that he's selfless. He played for the team. You know, he set up his strikers. He worked hard. He ran the channels. He could link up play. He could drop deep. He could get in behind. He could do a bit of everything. And that is why he was such a big hit at Liverpool, because it wasn't just, right, I need to have chances, I can then score goals, and that's how I'm going to impact the game. It was like, no, if I'm not scoring, what can I do to impact the game? And that is why he got his big money move to Barcelona and was one of the best strikers we've seen in this last 15 years. And then you look at Bobby Firmino, who then came in after. And Firmino, for me, was again a very complete forward that wasn't renowned for just scoring goals. He wasn't going to get you 25 league goals every season. But what he would do is work hard, run the channels, moments of individual brilliance, score, create, and make other players around him better, make other players get involved, make other players thrive. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, they love playing with Firmino because he was a selfless striker. He was able to score goals, but also provide for others, link for others, make sure the team was well balanced and gelled. And then that's when it went wrong, because they changed their approach. They went for a Darwin Núñez, a more on-the-shoulder defender, last man defender, not the greatest hold-up play, not the greatest link-up play. Darwin Núñez is a fine striker, don't get it wrong, and I think he'll score goals in Saudi, scored goals at Benfica, but he didn't quite suit the way Liverpool were playing with the demographic of Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, other players that were involved in that team. And I just think for Firmino and Suarez to Darwin Núñez, you can see the drop off. But now Liverpool stripped it back and said, right, what sort of profiles work for us? Well, it's a striker that can come and drop deep, link up play with other players, can finish, can drift out wide and rotate, because Cody Gakpo can sometimes now go into the striking position. Ekitike can find himself out on the left. Ekitike could play with Alexander Isak. So it's like, okay, if Isak comes in, there's no reason why they can't be a combination. They can definitely play together, and one can drift off onto the left. So what I like about this signing for Liverpool is that we've seen glimpses today of his goal and his all-round game, but it's that he is the type of profile that Liverpool has succeeded in when it comes to strikers. These are the players that Liverpool can go for that have the overall package. And I think he's going to be a hit for Liverpool because he's only going to go that way. He's going to have other players chipping in around him, so the pressure might be off him a little bit. But he's also got the technical ability that, okay, if I'm not scoring every game, am I still providing? Am I still involved? And 100% the answer will be he is, because he's got that unique frame. He's quick, he's tall, he can link up play, he can run the channels. So you're always going to be an option, because when you're that size and you're that quick, when you're over 6'2", 6'3", it's not every day you get someone like that. He's also got technical ability and can dribble. So yeah, man, I think, you know, Liverpool have lost the game today, but what you've seen in Hugo Ekitike should give you more belief going into the new season that you've signed a striker and made the right signing of a striker. There were others out there, Vlahovic, Sesko's, Ollie Watkins, you know, Gyökeres's. There are others out there that you can go for, but Liverpool, I believe for what you're trying to do, you have got the right striker in. And Hugo Ekitike at 23 years of age is going to be a success. So yes, you lost the game, you lost the fight, but like they always say, you can live to fight another day. And with Hugo Ekitike, you definitely have the right player in your hands there. So guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe, especially if you're Liverpool fans or football fans. I like to talk on all top 6 clubs. And also I'll do some European football as well. But yeah, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love. And I hope to see you on another video soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bless up.